What's this? A letter for me.
Alright, welcome to another edition of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I am going to open 3 envelopes, and one is an oversized envelope. So we are going to most likely have some football returns. And the reason I know that is because of the postmark, and I know who I sent the oversized card for. So I'm going to hold off on the oversized card for last. And I'm going to start with one that is postmarked from New York. And if this is who I think it is, I'm super excited to get this one back. And what do you know? That is pretty cool. Thanks for remembering the New York Jets 1969 Super Bowl III champions. And who are we talking about? None other than Mr. Emerson Boozer. On 1, 2, and if you guys remember, I talked about this in a previous video, the Super Bowl cards program. And it's kind of hard to see, but he also signed a Super Bowl ticket as well. And I am going to place this somewhere, like right there. And that is probably going to be the theme of this video if I'm correct with my postmarks here. Now, Emerson Boozer, who is he? Well, Emerson Boozer was the running back, or one of the running backs, I should say, on the 1969 Super Bowl III championship New York Jets. Obviously, you figured that out by looking at the items that he signed. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he used the best quality Sharpie here. The autograph's a little faded, and especially on that one. Really looks faded, but at least the 69 one, he inscribed Super Bowl III champs. That one turned out pretty good. But it's like the E and the B on this one are kind of faint, and this card you can barely see the autograph, but it's a dark card, so can't expect much out of that. So Emerson Boozer played for the Jets, I believe, his entire career, and I will confirm that in 1 second here. I am correct. From 1966 to 75. He played for the AFL. He signed with the AFL with the Jets before the merger into the NFL. Obviously, he was offered more money, I believe, to sign in the AFL as he was with the NFL. Yes. As a matter of fact, the Pittsburgh Steelers originally drafted him. However, the AFL were able to secure his rights and develop him into a player. So, pretty psyched about getting this Super Bowl great back in the mail. I'm going to also, I think I'm going to leave this one right up here. We're going to take that one off because you can hardly see it anyway. But we were kind of going to theme this messing with the camera here. We're going to theme this the Jets Super Bowl video. So, if this next one is who I think it is, we are definitely, yes. This is probably, a lot of people don't realize this, Jim Turner, the kicker from that Super Bowl team. And unfortunately, it looks like one of them got a little smudge right there. Probably when he put it back in the envelope. So I got a thumb print or a smear from Mr. Turner here as well. But, move that up so you can see it, the autograph. But a lot of people don't realize is Jim Turner, I believe the final score of that Super Bowl was 16-7. Let me pull it up here. Yes, Super Bowl III. The final score was 16-7. Okay, Jim Turner, the kicker, scored 10 of those 16 points to defeat the Baltimore Colts. So 10 of those points came by the kicker's foot. A lot of people forget that little trivia fact. I may actually send this card to Mr. Turner in the future and ask him to sign it. Then we'll have Boozer and him on there. You know, you just never know. I think that'd be a nice piece with both of them on there. And ask him to inscribe 10 points or something like that on there. That'd be pretty neat, in my opinion. Anyways, so this is the kicker for, you know, the Jets on that Super Bowl team. Now, I don't know why, but they show him, you know, they talk about him for the Jets, but they show him as the place kicker for the Denver Broncos there, which obviously he played for the Broncos, but his greatest success was as a Jet. So why wouldn't they use a picture of him as a Jet? I don't, because they didn't have one at the time, but he actually played longer for the Broncos than he did the Jets. So the cool thing about him is he actually was nicknamed the Tank, Jim the Tank Turner, and he kicked a then record 145 points in the 68 regular season, with a professional football record of 34 field goals in that season. I don't know if 34 is still the record, but wow, that's a lot of field goals. Anyways, so thank you, Mr. Turner. Very psyched that you signed this. Very happy to add another Super Bowl III Jet to my collection. Thank you very much. All right, and this next one, I'm almost 100%. I know who it is because it is postmarked from New Jersey. And I also wrote and sent a supersized card of this former Jet fullback. And it is indeed the card that I shared with you in a previous video. The supersized Matt Snell card. And as you can see next to the regular Super Bowl card there, how big of a card that is. And that is super awesome. Look how boldly blue sharpied Mr. Snell signed that card. In addition to that, he also signed his Super Bowl Superman card, like the Jim Turner. And additionally, two, not one, 69 tops cards. So the 69 season, celebrating those, celebrating the championship team there. I'm trying to get that glare out of the screen here. Sorry about that. So anyways, Matt Snell, big time player out of Ohio State University. Played, I think, his entire career with the Jets. I'm not positive on that. Let's see real quick. Yes, he was a Jet his entire career. 3-time AFL All-Star, AFL Rookie of the Year in 1964, won the AFL Championship in 68, then was the Super Bowl champion 69, fullback for the Jets. So, now if I could just get Joe Namath to sign through the mail, right, I'd have the entire backfield. I don't think Joe's going to sign for free through the mail, though. So, if you guys have an opportunity, I want to wrap this video up. But if you have an opportunity to contact or you have access to any of these cards, definitely consider writing these guys. Emerson Boozer as well. His cards are a little harder to come by, but these Super Bowl sets, I showed a video a little while back. I picked these up for next to nothing. This Super Bowl set you can get really cheap. They mass produce these sets. They come with these Super Bowl tickets that you can send, and I am more than thankful I can't even describe how cool it is to have that now in my collection. Unfortunately, he didn't sign it. That would have been cooler. But if Emerson would have signed that, that would have been nice. But it's cool for him to send that little printout saying thanks for remembering us. So in closing, I'm just gonna, kind of rant a little bit here. A lot of players from the NFL during this era, and I want to say for the NBA and probably the NHL as well, really appreciate hearing from fans. There are some that are a little more difficult to get to sign, but I took the time to write all three of these gentlemen, and I would say in less than 2 weeks I got their autographs. So if you put in the effort, you put in the time, send them a nice handwritten letter, you might build your collection. So I hope I encourage some viewers that have never collected autographs through the mail to maybe consider doing that. Whether you collect current autographs or you collect old guys, a lot of people enjoy signing their fan mail. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Thanks for taking the trip down memory lane. I hope you watch this Jets edition of Through the Mail Thursdays.